Hey, Wembug World Entertainment, and we have an update regarding Alien Earth Season 2 because Sydney Chandler is out there talking about what she hopes to see in the next season. But what's interesting is they're going to be filming this very soon, and she gives an unusual update regarding the script because she hasn't read any script yet, any of them, which is really strange. You'd think at this stage they'd be kind of quite far into pre-production and they would all have their scripts and stuff, but what she says as well isn't just concerning about the fact that they've seen no scripts and stuff, but it's the fact of what she says about the Xenomorph and stuff. It really shows you they learn nothing from, especially fan criticism regarding the first season, which was, of course, they turned the Xenomorphs into pets. Even though they were like, oh no, they're not pets, you know, they can't be controlled and blah blah blah, and then you watch the bloody thing, it's like, they're absolutely being controlled and are pets. There's no if, buts, ands about that. We can see it for ourselves. So let's have a look at this. So it's saying May is quickly approaching us and season 2 of Alien Earth is gearing up to begin filming in Pinewood Studios. It seems though that the cast haven't yet read the scripts for the upcoming sophomore year of Noah Hawley's Alien Earth. Speaking to the direct at South by Southwest earlier in March, Sydney Chandler discussed how she wanted to see Wendy's relationship with the Xenomorph develop. So what she says here is just bizarre regarding this relationship, because it's kind of trying to make it out, are the Xenomorphs more dangerous or is she more dangerous? So this is what she said. Unfortunately, I have not been able to read scripts yet. I want to explore the fear and equality of danger. I want to see her afraid and see what pushes her boundaries, because right now she's an apex predator as well. So to play that line, the alien, they're not dogs. They are terrifying and you can't understand their qualities. And so I want to see if she becomes more terrifying or they do. So you're seeing there, she's saying she thinks that, what's her character called again? Was it Wendy or something? Yeah, Wendy. That she wants to see if Wendy is the true apex predator. That she's actually the thing to be afraid of, not the Xenomorphs. But then she's saying like the Xenomorphs, they're not dogs. But you literally have them as pets. Like she's controlling the Xenomorphs. And not just one, we have the fully grown one and the small one. By the way, wait till we get a little further in this. They've named them. That's right, they've actually named the Xenomorphs. And it's like, oh no. So, now, they've named them for the cast and stuff. The thing doesn't have a name for the show. So it's not like we're going to be, it's not like Predator Badlands where all of a sudden the Predator is called Deck. It's not like that. But she's saying anyway, Sydney Chandler was also asked about what they call the series Alien while filming. That should probably say called the Xenomorph as opposed to Alien. So while the fandom now affectionately refers to the first Xenomorph as Steve, due to Weta Workshop's own nickname for the creature, Chandler revealed the cast on set had a completely different name for him. Now that part, when they say the fans refer to the first Xenomorph, I'm assuming they might be talking, or I doubt it, but are they talking about the Xenomorph in this show or the first Xenomorph in the original Alien? Because I don't think Weta Workshops was around back then. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, by the way, I've never heard anyone call any Xenomorph Steve. Have you guys? Let us know if you have. But this is what she says. By the way, this is one of these things where they think it's funny, but when you hear it, it's actually just fucking stupid. And it's like, you should keep that to yourself. She said this: our main, not the title one, we haven't named the little one yet, but our main monster actor was Cameron Brown. And he's vegan. I am also. But for some reason we thought it was funny because he's vegan. So he'd be in full get-up and he would take his hat off and just be chewing on a carrot. That was Cam the vegan. That's the full name of our bloodthirsty alien. So the Xenomorph running around in this show, the one that is now, the dog, basically for them, the pet, they've named Cam the Vegan, because the guy playing it is called Cameron and he's a vegan, and they think that's hilarious. See what I mean by, that's one of those stories where it's best you just keep that to yourself. It should just be an inside joke because it's not funny at all. In fact, it's fucking retarded. So the relationship between Wendy and the Xenomorph in Alien Earth has certainly generated a lot of discussion within the fan base and proved to be a controversial aspect of the narrative so far. And that is one of the things. Like, to start with, there was no explanation as to how she was connected to the Xenomorph. That made no sense as to why there was this weird connection, being the fact that she is a synth, basically. She's a hybrid. She's a child's consciousness in a synth female, fully grown body. And all of a sudden, she had this connection to the Xenomorph. And it was like, where did that come from? There were so many chances and stuff for them to try and answer that question and maybe start focusing on that, and they just didn't. They completely ignored it. They kept setting certain things up and then would ignore these things. I was like, why would you do it? Like the question of like, is this actually you in this synthetic body, or is the actual person dead? Is this just a memory, or is it their soul? Like, what are the consequences? And they came close to starting to ask that question, and then they just ignored it. So it's so unfortunate that they did that. This next season as well is going to look so different, being the fact that they left Thailand to go to London. I still don't understand that. And apparently they had a deposit down on the studios. They missed the deadline to maintain the sound stages in Thailand, and they had a deposit on but missed the deadline to execute, so they lost the deposit, so they've lost money. Then how much money have they spent to up and move the entire production from Thailand to London? Then how much money are they pumping in to rebuild all the sets? Because apparently they tore down all the sets in Thailand and stuff, so it's going to be possibly even more expensive than the first season. And the problem they have is nobody cares. That's the issue. Like, there's no numbers to be seen on Alien Earth, and the couple of numbers that did come out weren't good for the show. It started off very strong, but then just took a nosedive off a cliff. And when you're hearing this, that the cast haven't even seen scripts yet, and they're going to be filming in 2 months' time, well, probably a month and a half's time, and the fact that they're still talking about, oh, we don't actually know what we're going to do with the Xenomorphs. Like, are they more dangerous, or is Wendy more dangerous? It sounds ridiculous, but what do you guys think? Who do you think is the true apex predator in the show? Is it the synths, or is it the Xenomorphs? Let me know what you feel about all of this with them not seeing scripts yet and just everything they've said. And with that, by the way, do let me know again if you've ever heard or even referred to one of the Xenomorphs yourself as Steve. It's the first time I've ever heard of it. But with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers! And I shall catch you in the next one.